WCSC is celebrating its 55th radio anniversary, and that's quite a mark. And we have with us this afternoon, we've got Alan Ducker and Roland Weeks, who were with radio way back when, in the beginning, I guess. Roland, were you with the station right at the very beginning? You were in sales, right?
Well, the inaugural program was 1930. I came in 1933. Alan, who was here, came in 1932, so he's my senior.
In the newspaper 1930, when the radio station went on the air with a speech by Mayor Thomas Stoney, it read, "The genuine Charleston accent was broadcast to the world last night." Was the station actually
still
powerful
being
enough?
broadcast to the world.
Is it?
Matter of fact, Bill,
Right.
I remember we had a dramatic play put on by the staff, and we got letters from Canada saying that we enjoyed your Negro program. So they thought the white Charleston actors were black. Incidentally, back in those days, we had a lot of mail from Canada and from many distant points.
What are some of your most memorable experiences that you two might have from back there? So maybe some humorous things that may have happened, or things that kind of stick in your mind that you'd like to pass along to us?
Well, not humorous, but I had the idea that we should have broadcasts from the Citadel. And so I went up and talked to Colonel Lang and asked him about wiring the whole Citadel, and we did. We had wires all over it, in the barracks, in the gymnasium, in the libraries, and we did broadcasts from the Citadel. And the first play-by-play basketball game live was done from there in 1934. Back in those days, we had a staff of, I think, 9 people. And there was no background for what to do on radio. Everybody was ad-libbing their way along in engineering, in programming, and sales. The city was about 1/3 the size it is now, or the Charleston area. There were very few radio sets in those days. We had to build an audience. The audience wasn't there automatically. We had to build the audience. We also had to begin to promote and establish an advertising medium. People weren't used to buying radio advertising, so we had to sell the people not just on buying us, but buying radio.
And I can imagine today everybody's got several radios. Back then, with not many people having radios, I guess they had a good, legitimate bit of reservation there, not wanting to buy radio advertisement. Not that many people had a radio to listen to it with.
That's true. The audience was small. And it was Depression. This was the time of the Big Depression, so we had a very hard road to hoe. And the first 7 months, I made an average of about $45 a week. So
that was probably pretty good payroll back then.
A month. This is a month.
A month.
$45 a month. And one guy was fired because he demanded $2.50 a week more than he was getting. And he was fired.
Things haven't changed, definitely. It sounds all too...
But you're talking about long hours now, you know. I was hired for $65 a month. However, let's say on Monday you work from 7 in the morning till 1 o'clock. Then you came back again at 7 and worked from 7 to 12. And the next day you work from 1 to 7. Then the next day you work back again from 7 to 12 to 1, and then came back again at night from 7 to 12. Now you figure that up, friend, and that's a lot of hours, you know what I mean? And you never had a day off. That was 7 days a week.
And 1 week vacation.
And it was tough, I'll tell you that now, from 1930 to 1936, 37. You had an awful time.
When did radio really start, in your opinion, picking up and really blossom, so to speak?
I think when John Rivers came in 1938, which is when I came back from Tennessee. I worked in Tennessee 4 years in radio. I came back and joined John Rivers in 1938. Alan was there during 38 to 41. I think his coming into it was the point where it turned. He was a businessman. He put it on a business basis, and it moved on from that point.
And it's moved up pretty good since then.
The alumni of WCSC are now scattered everywhere, all over the country. They man stations, they work in networks. Some have become millionaires, several have become millionaires in different businesses. But the alumni are scattered so far and wide, and I think it's very appropriate that you should have an alumni day on May 14, celebrating the time that all these people were here. And I'm proud that I saw those people over the span of many years, from 33 to 73.
You watched a lot of people go pretty high in the business.
Many of them have done very well.
Time.
Yeah, we used to, when we had a free afternoon, he and I used to go down there and bowl on King Street, and he used to take all my money at 10 cents a game, if you can imagine.
And I tried to play golf.
But I understand you used to beat him in golf. Is that correct?
Well, he was a city champion, so he certainly did. Sure. I would love to have the people who worked back in those days come here now and see what is being done on radio and TV, both, WCSC. But I would love you guys also to know those. Those fellows were the pioneers. They're the fellows that put the first stones down in the building of a broadcast industry. And I'd love for them to know you, and you know them.
Thank you. I appreciate you both coming in. I really do.
Thank you.
All right.
WCSC Charleston.
55 years old. A little later on this afternoon, we'll be conversing with Charlie Hall.